Now recommendation. Okay. So, well, guys, as I was saying before, today we're going to be working in or we're going to start our week number 7. Okay. I hope that most of you are close to the week number 7. Ready? If you are not, I repeat my invitation to catch up with the work, ready, with the activities that you need to do, because we only have this week and the next week left. So the week of the 21st, then in 2 weeks, we're going to be starting the advanced program or the advanced level, ready? So if you're not finished yet this level or close to finish, I invite you to do it. Ready? So to catch up, to hurry up a little bit, so you can enter at least to the next level. If you don't finish it 100%, it's all right. But remember at least 90% so you can pass to the next level to enter classes and so on, so on. Ready? Well, so we're going to start our first class today, our class of this week, with 2 questions. Actually, it's kind of a survey. Ready? So we have here 2 questions. Tati, could you please tell me to read the first question, my dear? Question number 1.
Why would you feel more infuriated by
Uh-huh.
A,
A.
finding out about the lie,
Mhm,
B, losing a big amount of money,
mhm,
C, dealing with someone else's mistakes.
good. Dealing with someone else's mistakes, right? So, well, what about you? How or why would you feel more infuriated? Of course, infuriated is like this, completely upset, completely annoyed by A, finding out about a lie of somebody, like a couple or a friend or something like that. B, losing a big amount of money, like, millions of pesos or something like that. Or C, dealing with someone else's mistakes. It means having to fix the fucked ups of the other people, right? The mess ups of the other people. Like maybe, for example, if you work with other person, the other person makes a mistake and you have to fix it, or you have to carry out with the consequences. So that's like dealing with other person's mistakes. So what about you? What do you think? Why would you feel more infuriated about or by?
A,
Finding out a lie. Yeah.
yes.
Okay, very good. That is says finding out a lie. Okay, what about the red guys? Maybe the lie, the money, the mistakes. Sarita,
Teacher, I'm sorry, I'm a little bit sick.
don't worry.
um, Me, the first one is finding out about a lie.
Okay, okay.
But I think if I lose my money, that makes me feel very angry.
Okay.
But if it's my fault, but it's not my fault, maybe when robbery or something like that, maybe it's not my fault or
Yeah,
wasn't my fault.
yeah, exactly.
But if it's my fault, I think that make me infuriated.
Of
Makes me
course.
infuriated.
I'm sorry. I am feeling that I am about to get sick also. Maybe Sarah just passed me the sickness there from Medellin. So I'm feeling also I'm getting sick. So of course she says, well, if it's my fault, I would feel infuriated for losing money. But if it's not my fault, like for example a robbery or something like that, probably not infuriated, but maybe sad or disappointed, no? Because it's not your fault. So well, not point on getting angry. Maybe very good. Pedro, Santi, what about you guys? What would you feel more infuriated by?
Teacher, A también. Two.
Finding about a lie.
See, I don't like dishonest person.
Okay, very good. Thanks, Santi. Good, excellent. Well explained. Peter, what about you, bro?
Me too, teacher, because you maybe you believe in persons and they they lie to you, so this is the reason why.
Okay, very good. Yeah, yeah. Finding about lies is very infuriating because apart from being infuriating, it's offensive. No, the other person is trying to mock you. So that's why. Maybe it's infuriating. Okay, Majo, Lu, what do you think, girls?
I would choose the B, but I also get so mad at liars. So I don't know, like, can I choose two, like B and A? Because
Okay,
I
okay.
think is different kind of mad. Like in the money is like in how do I say impotencia? Like,
Impotence.
well, like impotence.
Mhm.
But in the finding about a lie is like hurting feelings. So I think it's different kinds of getting mad. But
Okay.
at the end, you get mad at both. you know. So I would choose both.
Correct. Okay, very good. Yeah, that's great, 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 great. Very good. Thanks, Majo. Well explained, no? So two different kinds of madness, but anyway, in both cases, you get angry. So it's basically the same. Either way, if it's for one reason or by the other, no? Muy bien. And Lu, my dear, well, what about you?
My teacher is difficult for me. Everything. Because I don't like the lie,
Uh-huh.
but I lost a bit money maybe because you work every day for earn that money. So maybe actually I don't like it when I had to do or fix mistakes about something like that because it's not my fault. Why I had to do this? So maybe
Sure.
the first is the light on the second mistakes on the
And the
let's
last one is the money.
yes maybe
Okay, okay, very good. Okay, of course. So all of these things are going to be things that we don't like, no? Like things that make us angry. So, but well, Luisa gave us like a rank, no? Like a top three. Okay, that's it. Very good. Now let's relax a little bit our mind and tell me, Santi, could you please read the question, brother?
What would you consider the most relaxing? A, going to travel. B, sleeping and staying home. C, going to party and socializing with friends or family.
Huh? So what would you consider more relaxing? Why would you feel more relaxed by going to travel, sleeping and staying home, doing nothing, procrastinating, doing nothing at home, or going to a party and socializing with friends or family? What would you say?
I like going to travel with my family,
Okay.
and I think it's relaxing and enjoying with them.
Going to a specific location, Santi, like for example, you said, especially to the beach, or especially to a far away town or something like that, or anywhere.
Especially the beach, the
Mhm.
beach.
Yeah, the beach is very relaxing. I don't know why, but the beach is very relaxing. Depending the beach, no, not like the beach in Santa Marta. Well, everybody's trying to
Exactly.
sell you something. Okay, very good, Santi. That's it. Luke, what about you? Which one would you feel more relaxing by?
oh teacher I think I really enjoy sleeping and staying home but going to travel is good too so but the most relaxing for me is sleeping and staying home because when you go travel you get more tired.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. When you go traveling, then you come back home and you are even more tired than before, no? So, okay, very good. Thanks, Luke. Excellent. Anybody else? Sarita, Tati, Majo, Pedro, what about you?
I would also choose sleeping and staying at home because we don't think it at anything being at home. But if we travel, we are gonna come back stressed at home, like more tired, and like running for catching the flight
Yeah,
or
and
doing this or
traveling is
that.
exciting. For me, I think that is exciting, but relaxing,
No.
depending, no, but it's more exciting. Like you feel happy, you feel excited, you feel motivated. But I think that relaxing may be staying at home too. Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm. Okay, Majo, thanks a lot. Sarita, Tati, Pedro, what do you think?
For me, the B one, sleeping and staying home.
Mm-hmm.
But if I go to the beach and I don't have to do anything, I think going to travel.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
but
I
I
mean,
don't have to do anything if I don't have to do anything. But if I go with my son and I have to make lunch and I have to make everything for him,
and you
I
will have
think
to
it's better
play.
sleeping. Yeah, I think
Mhm.
the first one is sleeping and staying home without him
Yeah, because I mean,
by myself.
if you stay with him, you are not going to sleep at all, right? You're going
Yeah,
to be attending him and doing other things.
yeah.
Okay, Sarita, thanks. Very good. Tati, what about you? What do you think? Do you? I suppose that you agree with Sarah.
Yes. But I like going to travel.
Okay,
I
very good.
love mountains, so make do or make hiking, hiking.
Go hiking. Actually, go
Go
hiking.
hiking, go
Okay.
hiking. Yes.
How about
I
that?
feel tried, maybe physically tired,
Uh-huh.
but uh, but in my mind, I feel really relaxed
Yeah,
when
yeah,
I do
because
that.
the mountain is a peaceful, quiet place with a lot of fresh air. So good, no?
Yes.
Very okay. Well, actually, you can do it a lot for your job because I suppose that when you go on a field trip, you can go hiking a lot, right?
Yes, but it's different because I have to pay attention to a lot of things, and I am thinking in work, and I have to do a lot of things. So I really don't like too much.
Okay, yeah, of course,
I
it's different.
I wish that I if I only have to walk, it will be perfect. But I have to walk and pay attention to the
Today.
rocks, and
Uh-huh.
it's boring.
Okay, I got it, I got it. Yeah, it's a different kind of hiking, no? So that's different. Okay, and Pedro, my brother, what about you?
We think that it's most relaxing staying at home and sleeping
Mhm,
because you you recover your energy when you sleep well,
mhm.
and the other activities you have to return to your homes to do your usual activities, and is more work.
Yeah, true. That's true. That yes, exactly. So well, going to travel is great and going to Paris is great, but like when you come back, you have to start over. And you probably, if you went to travel, you didn't sleep well. If you went to the party, you didn't sleep well. I think that sleeping and resting is pretty important for relaxing, no? So that's good. Bueno, very good. Thanks a lot. So in this case, well, what we're going to talk about, what we have been talking about are our feelings, no? So our emotions, if we can handle those emotions right or not, and how reactive are we, like with those emotions that we can present, right? So in this case, we listen to two emotions. First, infuriating, and two, relaxing. Also, we listen about exciting, right? When we talk about emotions, we have two different ways to do it. One, it's to describe the adjective. The other one, it's to describe, sorry, the action, right? So in that case, well, actually, you know that we can have also a third option, which is with ed, which is going to describe the feeling, no? So, for example, infuriating, it means like, how did you say that in Spanish? When something produces that feeling, it's like, how do you say that? It makes you furious, right? So it's something, is an action, or is a person, or it's something that produces the action. If I use the ed, is because I'm going to use, or I'm going to describe the feeling. For example, I feel infuriated by, right? Or any action, for example, no sé, being in the traffic is infuriating. So infuriating is going to be the adjective that we use to describe the thing, not the person, but the thing that produces us that feeling. With eating, infuriated, confused, baffled, relaxed, motivated, discouraged, fascinated, offended, it's going to be the adjective that we use for talking about my feeling, right? So for example, this guy, he looks he looks really, well, I would say, offended, baby, right? So he looks very offended. It means that this person finds other thing, might be a gesture, might be a situation, might be a movie or something, finds offensive. So this second column, it's going to be the adjective that we use for describing the other thing. No, the how do you say that? The cause of my feeling, it's going to be described with the ing or sometimes with the other adjective. Ready? The ed is barely used for talking about my feelings. Ready? And also we're going to have the verb, the action form of the word, right? Infuriate, which is like enfurecer, confuse, baffle. Baffle is also similar to confuse. Relax, motivate, discourage, which is like the opposite of motivate, you know? So discourage is like desmotivar, right? Fascinate and offend. It's the action, right? So for example, I would say that he looks really offended. Ready? The reason that he was offended was because a joke. So the joke was offensive, right? And let's say that the joke offended him, which in this case is the action, no? Because it's a regular verb, so that's why we also using ed, but it can change, no? For example, the comedians offend usually a lot of people with the jokes, right? So in that case, this is the action, can be past, present, future, anything. The adjective for the feeling, it's the ed, and the adjective for the cause of the thing, it's with ing, or sometimes with other different options depending the adjective, right? Questions about the vocabulary? Any word of this one that is not clear, or all of them are clear?
Teacher, the third one.
Baffle,
Baffling.
baffle, baffle and
Yeah.
baffling. It means confuse. When I say, for example, something that is baffling for me. Baffle, I think, no, it's with double F, with this one, only one F, sorry. Baffling for me is people who no, let's say something that is baffling for me, it's people who never comply or never fulfill their promises. Fulfill their promise. It's something that I don't understand, that confuses me. So when I say something that is baffling for me, it's like, no, I don't understand that, people, right? Something that is difficult to understand, something that is confusing, like mysterious, no? Maybe something that I don't really understand. Okay, Sarita?
Thank you.
Yes, no problem. Any other? All of them clear? No problem. It's all right, good. So I can choose the different ways to do or to express the same idea, right? For example, in this case, I said something that is baffling for me, or confusing for me. But I can say also something that makes me feel baffled with ed, you know, and I'm using the adjective of the feeling. Or simply something that baffles me, right? It's important, as we did it in the week number 5, that we recognize what is the form of the word, because a word can have many different ways to do it, or maybe different ways to express it. So it's important that you recognize if you are using the adjective for feelings, or the action form of the verb, of the word, so you can understand how to use it, right? Here, we can also express this kind of sentences, which are going to include different kinds of details, no? The feeling and also the cause of that feeling. We can do it using a double, let me just erase this part, using a double relative clause. For example, I can use WH at the beginning and at the end, or in the middle and also at the end. For example, what I don't understand, is why people are not honest, right? So I am trying to introduce with the relative clauses both information. The first one, trying about your feeling or your opinion about it, which is in this case, what something that you don't understand. And then what is that? What is that thing that you don't understand? So in that case, using the verb to be, usually I am going to connect it to different details, ready? Or for example, the same idea, but in a different distribution. So something which is confusing for me is, one more time, why people are not honest, right? So I can use this kind of connectors, why, where, which, what, when, who, right? In order to connect different ideas expressing my feelings, no? So of course, in the first one, trying to introduce what is the feeling that I have, which is confusing for me, which I don't understand, the people who I hate, the people who I like, something which is relaxing for me. And then the second one, it's going to introduce, well, what is that I want to mention? Is it a person? It's people who blah, blah, blah. Is it a place? Are places where blah, blah, blah. Are places which da, da, da. So in that case, the second relative clause, what it's going to do is going to introduce that information that I want to express, right? For example, where I feel more comfortable, where I feel more comfortable are places completed. In my case, for example, where I feel more comfortable are places which have a hot weather, a warm weather, no, not like a hot weather, but where I feel more comfortable are places where or which have hot weather, right? What about you? Where I feel more comfortable are places.
Where you can breathe clean air.
For example, where you can breathe clean air. So it's a situation that happens on that place. Very good, Tati. Thanks. Any other? You can use that. You can use which. You can use where. I'm sorry, with WH, where.
Can I say teacher where I feel more comfortable, how do I say
Comfortable, comfortable.
comfortable are places which I can sleep.
In that case, where? Donde?
Okay.
Where I can sleep. Exactly, very good. When I say that o which, son como los cuales, o lugares, o en un lugar, el cual, o los cuales, ready? When I say where, it's en donde pasa esto. Cuando uso that o which, es el cual tiene tales características, ready? Entonces, en that case, cuando vas a decir donde yo puedo dormir, it is gonna be with where, ¿vale?
Okay, thank you.
Perfect, that's it, very good. Listo. ¿Qué más? Any other characteristic about the perfect place for you?
Where I feel more comfortable are places which are clean and organized.
For example, very good. Are places where, so where I feel more comfortable are places which are clean and organized. That's great, very good. Pronunciation of this word, comfortable and uncomfortable, the OR, it's not going to sound, it's going to be omitted, and then you jump from the F to the T and continue, right? So comfortable, right? Not pronouncing this OR. The same happens with uncomfortable. It's not uncomfortable, but uncomfortable. That's it, ready? Muy bien, Luisa, excelente. Santi, what about you, bro?
Teacher, where I feel more comfortable are places that are a few people.
Okay, so places where there are few people, right?
There are
Good.
a few people.
Okay, very good, excellent. That's it. Pedro, what about you, bro?
I I where I feel more comfortable are places which are not overcrowded.
Same as Santiago said, no? So places which are not overcrowded. Very good. So it is people like empty places. Very good. Me too. That's true. And Maho, what about you? What do you think?
Where I feel more comfortable are places where I can find people that I know. Like if I don't know the people, I start like to feel a little bit anxious.
Like lonely.
Yes, like I wanna go. And
Okay. Mhm.
also like places where I can feel safe because I like a lot like walk at night. So I like places where I can do that. Like I
Mhm.
just feel safe to walk at
Okay.
night. And yes, that's it.
Very good, excellent. So, for example, in this case, Maho tried to include more than one characteristic, no? So, all of those characteristics might be included with more than one relative clause. So, where I feel more comfortable are places which are da, 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 or where I know the people, also places where da, da, da. So, she can complement it with more relative clauses, right? Perfect. That's it. That's it. Mhm. Excellent, excellent. Bueno, so over here, it is important that you analyze how do you wanna like describe that feeling that you get, right? So the first part, as I told you, it's going to be the moment in which you describe your feeling, where I feel more comfortable, and then our places, and then the other connection. Ready? And remember that not only are going to be negative feelings over here, I can also describe something good, right? For example, I feel pleased. What is the meaning of pleased? Do you know what is the meaning of pleased?
Complacido.
Yes, exactly. So when you are satisfied, right? So I feel pleased when I am with people who right? So in that case, sometimes the feeling might be before or after the relative clause, right? But anyway, the second relative clause, it's going to be the one that includes the definite information, no? The most important information, which is going to be the real information that you want to say. So in that case, for example, I feel pleased when I am with people who are very funny. In my case, what about you?
I feel pleased when I am with people who are honest.
Okay, wonderful. What great characteristic. Excellent. Very good. Who else?
I feel pleased when I am with people who who talk too much because I
Okay.
don't talk too much, so it makes me feel relaxed.
Okay, Tati, very good, excellent. So careful, something important. When I say too much, is a big quantity, but it is a negative connotation. Then when I say a lot, it's different, no? Because I said, okay, it's a big quantity and it's a good quality, a good connotation. When I say too much, is because yeah, see, it's too much, no? So it's enough. It's not. It's more than enough, no? So when I use the too much, it's going to be something that I don't like. When I say a lot, it's something that I like. For example, in that case, you said, I feel pleased when I am with people who speak a lot. Not too much, because too much is like, este man no se calla, right? So it would be bad. But if I say a lot, it's okay, que hablas mucho, pero no está mal. That's it. Hmm?
Okay, teacher.
Ready? Very good. Excellent. Bueno, my dear people. Anybody else? Any other example? No. Bueno, we move.
I
Oh,
feel,
Pedro.
sorry, teacher. I feel pleased when I am with people that are very polite.
Good, very good. So people who are very polite, that's great. Excellent. Ready? In this case, I use the I feel because, of course, we are using the ed. So as I said, the adjectives with ed are the ones which are going to be related to our feelings. So that's why I said I feel pleased when I'm with people who like are polite or speak a lot or something like that, right? I can say also, for example, when I am with people who are blah blah blah, right? Comma, I feel pleased, right? Or if I want to use a different option of the same word, I can say, for example, it pleases me when I am with people who blah blah blah, right? I can say also if I want to make it shorter, people who are polite are very pleasant. Pleasant. What's the meaning of pleasant?
Placentero, teacher.
Exactly. So in that case, it's the characteristic, not of this of the feeling, like in this case, like pleased, but it's the characteristic of the situation. No, so that's when I want to describe the situation of the other person per se. Ready? So the organization that you have here, it's actually pretty free because you can organize it in different ways depending on the form of the word, depending on what do you want to emphasize. If you want to emphasize the person or the situation first, and the verb to be here, it's going to be pretty used because it's kind of the connector between the two relative clauses. Of course, here we use it like the is are, yeah, sometimes, but also can be with modal verbs. So for example, something that stresses me could be when I am in the traffic jam, for example, right? So in that case, not only is are, am, but of course could be, should be, might be, depending also and when it's necessary, because not in all the sentences is necessary. For example, here, it's not necessary to include the verb to be because the relative clauses are going to function as connectors themselves, ready? In that case, it's easier to use them, ready? Bueno, so over here, we use different kinds of words, so it's easy for you. Well, here we have some examples about the different relative clauses. Majo, could you please help me with the first one, honey? The first example. Majo, are you there? Can you listen to me, honey? I think she's not there. Santi, are you there?
Yes, teacher.
Go ahead with the first one, please.
And the people who are not honest
No,
are
the first one, the
people.
first one. The first white.
Oh, okay. The thing that is more
Infuriating.
ready
Mhm.
for me is people who are punctual.
Punctual, very good. So in that case, I'm using the first relative clause, which is that, then the verb to be, then, of course, again, the verb to be for connecting the two ideas, people who are unpunctual. Easy, very good. Tati, what about the second one, my dear?
What is relaxing for me is the music, which is totally instrumental.
Good. What is relaxing for me is the music, which is totally instrumental. Great, excellent, very good. Sarita, number 3.
The people who are not honest are people who you can trust in.
Good, very good. People who are not honest, first sentence, are connector, people who you can trust. So, verb to be connecting the two ideas. Very good. And Luisa, my dear,
The traffic is something that I hate when I am in a rush.
of course. So, the traffic is something that I hate when I am in a rush. In that case, I don't have to use the connector, ready? But if I organize it like this, but I could say, for example, when I'm in a rush, The traffic is something that I hate. In that case, is using like as a connector, no? So, but in that case, as I told you, the organization or the distribution that you give to the sentence is up to you. There are different ways. Try to use one that make you feel comfortable with. Okay? So, questions about the difficulties on this organization of sentences? Adjectives with ing, adjectives with ed.
For the moment, no, teacher.
Not for the moment. Good. Okay, very good. So over here, we're gonna go over the last part. Well, in this case, we have four different things. One are tips, criminals, people who rob things. Two, I want to have traffic or traffic jams. Traffic or in general or traffic jams. If you want to make it control. Then third, I'm gonna use gossiping or gossips, so like gossiping or people who are gossipy, right? And the last one, it's gonna be politicians. I am not talking about any special political party or anything, but politicians in general, they basically do the same shit all the time. So, politicians, right? So, choose one, or if you want more than one, it's all right. And try to express your feeling about one of the aspects of that. It is not necessary that you use specifically that word. Something related to that topic, but not necessary to use that word. For example, I am going to choose the topic of gossip, right? Everybody know what is gossip, right?
Chismosas?
Yes, like el chisme, la gente que le gusta el chismecito, right? Gossipy people, like gossipy is chismoso. Gossips, chismes, gossip, and chisme, right? So, for example, I would say that when people, perdón, sorry, I'm sorry. When people talk behind your back is something. STH, it means something, ready? Something that makes me very infuriated. I don't like when the people talk behind your back. Infuriated. Of course, I'm talking about my feelings, so I use the adjective with ed, right? And of course, I'm using the verb to be. I am not using the word gossiping per se, but I'm talking about something related to the topic, right? So I'm saying that when people talk behind your back, it's something that makes me feel or makes me simply very infuriated, right? Also, I can say, for example, the people who are gossipy are people who lose a lot of friends, something like that. Ready? So choose one of the four topics, only one, and develop one complete expression or one complete opinion about something related to that topic. Not necessarily the word per se, but something related to that topic. Okay? You have 2 minutes, so think. What is your opinion about it? What do you feel about the tips? What do you feel about the traffic, about the politicians? No sé, tell me. Choose one of the topics and tell me.
Teacher,
Hmm?
in my case, the thing that is more infuriating for me is people who fight for politicians.
Okay, very good. Peter, my friend, repeat that sentence complete, bro. Was great.
The thing that is more infuriating for me is people who fights for politicians.
Good, very good. So the thing that is more infuriating for him, the thing that is more infuriating for him, is people who fight over or fight for or fight over politicians, right? So it's stupid that we are fighting against ourselves and they are just over there in the power, So it's creating like a bad environment against or among the people, no? So that's it. Muy bien, Pedro. Great example, brother. Anybody else? Anything else?
Something I hate from Bogota is insecurity because it makes me feel scared all the time.
Yeah, that's true. Good for you. So something that Tati hates about Bogota is insecurity, because of course it's something that makes her feel like insecure or in danger all the time. Well, in that case, you only use one, but it's okay, no? So, I mean, using one relative clause is gonna be just fine. Anyway, it was a great how to say a description, connection, ready? Maybe you can include other different adjectives. For example, something that makes me feel discouraged could be something that makes me feel disappointed, maybe, like, I mean, because of course you said something that makes me feel bad, but bad in what way, right? So makes me feel bad like sick, bad like sad, bad like disappointed, or what? So muy bien, excellent, Tati. That's great. Ready? Any other?
Me, teacher.
Mhm.
When people do not respect traffic rules and cause accidents, it is something that that generates traffic, makes me infurious.
Infuriated.
Afraid.
Exactly, very good. So this was a very complex description, no? So when people don't respect the traffic rules and signs, and they cause traffic accidents, is when, or well, is something that makes him feel infuriated, no? Muy bien. That's great, Santi. Excellent. Okay, okay.
Teacher,
Hello, Maho. Yes, tell me.
I'm so sorry. The electricity got off. How do I
Went
say?
off. Went off.
Yes, yes.
Uh-huh.
I am Santa Marta, and that is super common here. So I'm sorry.
I know, don't worry, no problem. Tati, we
Okay.
are, Tati, Majo, sorry. We have here in the screen four topics. One is gossip, the other one is traffic, the other one is tips, like criminals, and the other one is politicians. They are just creating like opinions, one opinion about one of the topics. Just choose one of the topics and create your own opinion. Ready? So what is something, all of the topics here are like uncomfortable, so probably it's going to be a negative opinion, but just try to tell me, like, for example, the example that is in the screen, it's when people talk behind your back is something that makes me feel infuriated. To me, talking about gossip, it is not necessary to talk about the ex or to use the specific word that it's on the screen, but it's an expression about something related to what it's on the screen, no? So you can have just develop something related to the topic, but not necessarily with the same words. Okay, Majo?
Listo, teacher.
Listo, very good, excellent. Bueno, I'm missing Sarita and Luke.
Okay, me.
Mhm.
What I hate the politicians are when they talk too much.
O sea, all the time.
All the time I tell a lot of liars.
Yeah,
Lies.
very about life. Very good. So, Sarita, what I hate about politicians is when they talk a lot or they talked too much, no? En ese caso sí sería too much because it's negative, no? So it's so much that it's like, ay, ¿qué? So in that case, it's gonna be too much, right? Muy bien,
Okay,
Sarita.
thank you, teacher.
Excellent. Very good. That's it. Luke,
Hi, teacher.
you can do it.
Something that is confusing for me is when one person talk talk bad about another person, and after you see picture in Instagram, something like that.
Okay, okay. Hypocritical people, no? Like very hypocritical.
I don't understand that.
Hypocrite, yes, of course. So something that is confusing for her, for Luisa, it's when the people talk about or talk bad behind other person's back, and later you see them like together on Instagram or something on pictures, no? So confusing for her. Okay, very good. Yeah, it's very confusing, no? Muy bien, Lu. Thanks a lot. And Majo, the last one, my dear.
I don't know. Um, what makes me infuriates it's when I buy something with my savings and then the thieves who are dishonest
Mm.
take them away from me.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the tips are always dishonest, no? Because that is practically their job, being dishonest, no? So that's it. But very good. So when she buys something with her savings, and these people who are really like bad part of the society, they take it away, no? So that's something really infuriating for her. Muy bien, very good. Ready? So in this case, thank you, my dear Maho. So in this case, the idea was that you express your feelings in a more complex way, like more specific way, no? Because you said, okay, what do you think about the tips? Nah, bad, something bad. Ok, pero ¿qué parte es mala? ¿Qué es lo que te molesta? ¿Qué es lo que te da rabia? ¿Qué es lo que te enfurece? Okay, so for example, Lisa can say, I know I don't like the gossips. A mí no me gusta el chisme. Okay, pero ¿por qué no? Why not? Why is confusing? So today with this structure, what you can do is complement that opinion, no? Saying like, no, what I hate about the traffic jams is because the people don't respect the traffic rules and that causes a lot of traffic accidents. So that makes me very infuriated. It's not the same as saying like, ay, sí, no, es que the traffic is terrible. That's it. No. So as Santiago did it, for example, it's more complex, more complete, all like all together. Ready? No, my God, the city is very insecure. Okay, sí, ya sé que the city is very insecure, pero ¿qué pasa? No, es que I hate it when the tips take something that I bought with my savings because, of course, it makes me feel infuriated, impotent, so something like that. So the idea is that with these kind of opinions about things, you can express. In general, here we're talking about opinions about feelings, no? Like how do you control your emotions or what are your emotions towards your things? Do you know what is the meaning of towards? When I say feeling towards, here, this word is a preposition, towards.
Acerca de.
O hacia, muy bien, very good, exactly. So, like your feelings towards different situations, right? In a very complete and complex description that you did it completely right? Most of the times I'm asking about negative feelings because, you know, that motivates you more, but also can be about positive aspects, no? What we did it about relaxing, no? So what is more relaxing for me is when I can stay at home and sleep, no? Or for example, Sarita told us like, what is more relaxing for me? It's when I don't have to attend my child, right? Okay, great, very good. Maybe she's saying like, no, teacher, I am super stressed. I don't have relaxing time. Pero ¿por qué no? Okay, no, what is more relaxing for me is when I don't have to attend my child because I don't have to, So it's complementing our opinions in a more detailed way. ¿Vale? Guys, questions, difficulties about it, problems, anything? Difficulties, anything, doubts, vocabulary?
Not here.
No? Is that all right? Bueno, my dear people, so for today, it's gonna be all. See you on Thursday. On Thursday at 8 p.m. Okay?
Teacher is Wednesday.
It is Wednesday.
Yep.
That's why I said Wednesday, right? Thank you, Sarita. Yes, it's Wednesday at 8, but it's at 8 p.m., right? Yes.
Yes,
Exactly.
8 p.m.
So see you on Wednesday at 8 p.m. Nothing. Have a good rest of the day. Sleep tight.
Teacher.
Yeah.
Profe, estoy un poco atrasada con las actividades y voy a hacer ahora el checkpoint de la semana 4. Yo recuerdo que unas semanas antes como que diste algunas pautas para ese checkpoint, si no estoy mal, pero
Yes.
ya no las recuerdo. Entonces,
Vale, el
necesito-
checkpoint de la semana 4, Majo, es solo escrito. ¿Listo? Entonces el checkpoint de la semana 4, al igual que la 2, es un solo ejercicio. Solo que el de la semana 2 será hablado, el de la semana 4 es escrito. En ese checkpoint tienes que describir cuáles son los efectos de, digamos, no dormir bien. Se llama sleeping deprivation, pero pues en español decimos como falta de sueño, pues. ¿Listo? Pero pues puede ser como falta de sueño o no dormir bien. Entonces, ¿qué es lo que pasa en tu cuerpo? ¿Listo? Pues que te sientes cansado, que se te bajan las defensas, que esto y que lo otro, ¿vale? ¿Cómo vas a realizar ese checkpoint? Muy sencillo. En cuanto a conectores de la semana 3, as long as, even if, unless, incluyendo esos, y los conectores de tiempo. ¿Listo? Entonces, digamos, puedes dar también recomendaciones para evitar la pérdida de sueño. Entonces, justo antes de ir a dormir, tal cosa. Por ejemplo, la primera recomendación es no usar dispositivos electrónicos. Entonces, right before going to sleep, stop using or avoid using electronic devices. Avoid using your cell phone, avoid using your computer. So connectors are going to be the most important part here. It doesn't matter if you do it with modals, with present, with past. Basically, it's going to be with present. But what you need to work about here, it's going to be connectors of time as even in fuck as soon as, once, after, while, before, all of those from the class 3.1, and the connectors of like influence, like as long as, even if, so on, from the class 3.2. Ready? So basically that's what you have to do in that checkpoint. That's it. Doesn't have to be very long. Maybe 2 paragraphs of 5 lines or something like that. Not too long, right? It's not gonna be a complete essay about it. So it's something short. And that's it.
Okay, teacher,
Ready?
thank you.
Okay, no, that's it. That's it.
Thank you, teacher.
Okay, you're welcome. So, guys, see you on Thursday. Please catch up on the activities. I really don't want to lose you for the next level. So, if you need anything, let me know. I will be attentive of anything, but I don't want to lose this group for the next level. So, catch up as fast as you can so you can start the next level with me continuously. Ready? So, guys, have a good week, a good night, sorry, and see you soon. That's it. Goodbye.
Thank you,
Bye.
teacher.
Bye.
Bye,
Bye.
thank
See you
you.
later.
Bye, teacher.